These women aren't just rich, but they live in a world where private jets are taxis and million-dollar handbags are just accessories. Their billion-dollar empires, private jets, and diamond-studded wardrobes are just part of the routine. From gifting Rolex watches like candy to casually buying entire mansions, these are the wives whose fortunes will leave you speechless. At number 15 is a CEO from Malaysia, Chryseis Tan. Imagine being so rich that even your Instagram feed looks like a luxury brand catalogue. That's the everyday life of Chryseis Tan, the glamorous daughter of Malaysian tycoon Vincent Tan and wife of Faliq Nasimuddin, heir to the NASA Group fortune. If those names don't already scream money, let me paint you a picture. These two are basically Malaysia's ultimate power couple, and their combined net worth sits comfortably in the billions. Chryseis herself is more than just a rich wife with a famous surname. She's the CEO of Berjaya Times Square Hotel, a major shareholder in her family's business empire, and a savvy investor in lifestyle ventures like food chains, tech startups, and fashion brands. But of course, what really grabs attention is her lavish lifestyle. We're talking 5-star vacations in the Maldives, couture gowns straight from Paris Fashion Week, and designer handbags that cost more than a down payment on a house. When she married Faliq in a royal-like wedding at the chateau in Bukit Tinggi, the guest list looked like a who's who of Malaysia's high society. Forget fairy tales, this was literally a billionaire's fantasy come to life. And while you're struggling to decide between Netflix and YouTube for the evening, Chryseis is out there posting snaps of private jets, Michelin-starred dinners, and infinity pools that could fit your entire neighborhood. And just when you think this is as glamorous as it gets, along comes an Indian wife whose family fortune makes her one of the country's richest women. At number 14 is Smita V. Krishna. If you think inheriting a fortune sounds like winning life's lottery, then meet Smita V. Krishna, one of India's richest women and the wife of acclaimed theatre actor Vijay Krishna. Smita is part of the legendary Godrej family, whose business empire spans everything from consumer goods to real estate to high-tech engineering. Her personal wealth? A jaw-dropping $2.5 billion, yes, with a B. Now, Smita didn't just sit back and let the billions roll in. She's deeply involved in the Godrej trusts, which hold major stakes in the family empire. That means her decisions ripple across a company worth over $11 billion in assets. Imagine going to work knowing a single signature of yours could shift entire industries. Not bad for someone with a degree in history and political science, right? Outside of boardrooms and balance sheets, Smita is known for her passion for education and conservation. She supports schools, preserves green spaces in Mumbai, and pushes initiatives that blend business with social good. But don't let that fool you into thinking she's living a modest life. Her collection of luxury jewelry, her fleet of cars, and her posh lifestyle would make Bollywood stars jealous. And while the rest of us are stretching our grocery budgets, Smita can casually outbid anyone at an art auction just for fun. Meanwhile, in Thailand, there's a wife so wealthy she gifts Rolexes and iPhones as if they were souvenirs. At number 13 is a Thailand queen, Nualphan Lamsam, aka Madam Pang. Say hello to Nualphan Lamsam, Thailand's very own Madame Pang, a billionaire businesswoman, philanthropist, and wife of retired Police General Naras Savistanan. If you're wondering why she's famous, let me break it down. She runs Muang Thai Insurance, serves as Thailand's official Hermes distributor, and belongs to the Lamsam family, founders of Kasikorn Bank, one of Thailand's biggest financial institutions with assets worth over $12 billion. Translation: money literally runs in her bloodline, but here's where it gets fun. Nualphan isn't just about boardroom deals, she's also a huge sports fanatic. When Thailand's women's national football team was struggling, she whipped out her checkbook and pledged $61,000 just to boost their morale. And when her own football club scored big, she handed out Rolex watches, iPhones, and designer handbags like they were candy. Who does that? Only someone whose wealth scale is way past comfortable and deep into outrageous. Her lifestyle screams luxury too. Imagine a $1.2 million Audi showroom purchase, not the cars, the actual showroom. Her home? A minimalist mansion dripping in taste and sophistication. Her wardrobe? Exclusively Hermes, Dior, and Cartier. While most of us save up for months to buy a new phone, Nualphan probably buys one just to match her outfit. At number 12 is Christina Ong. When it comes to luxury in Singapore, one name towers above the rest: Christina Ong, often called the Queen of Fashion. She is married to Ong Beng Seng, a hotel and property magnate, and together they form one of Asia's most powerful couples. Christina's personal net worth is hard to pin down, but her empire is estimated to be worth billions, all built on luxury brands, high-end retail, and five-star hotels. Christina controls the Club 21 fashion group, which brings labels like Giorgio Armani, Donna Karan, and Calvin Klein to Asia. Imagine being the gatekeeper of luxury fashion for an entire continent. If you want Dior or Prada in Singapore, chances are Christina had a hand in making it happen. She also oversees the Como Group, which runs exclusive hotels and resorts around the world. These are not your average beach getaways. We're talking retreats that cost more per night than some people's annual rent. Married to Ong Beng Seng, the man behind Singapore's Formula One Grand Prix, Christina's life is a non-stop parade of wealth and glamour. From penthouses overlooking Marina Bay to luxury yachts docked in the Mediterranean, she lives the type of life most people only see in glossy magazines. And while you're trying to squeeze in a weekend staycation, Christina is casually choosing between her Maldives villa and her Tuscan estate. Next on the list is a billionaire wife, Zhang Xin. Zhang Xin is the co-founder of Soho China and the wife of fellow property tycoon Pan Shi. Together, they're often called the power couple of Chinese real estate, with a combined fortune that stretches well into the billions. Zhang herself is worth over $3.6 billion, and she has the skyscrapers to prove it. Born in Beijing, Zhang's story is one of grit and ambition. She worked her way up from a humble background, studying in the UK before diving into the world of finance and eventually co-founding Soho China with her husband. The company has since transformed the Beijing and Shanghai skylines with futuristic office towers and luxury residential complexes. Imagine walking through Beijing's central business district. Chances are you're literally strolling past one of Zhang's creations. But it's not just about business. Zhang is a tastemaker. She has a deep love for art and culture, collecting contemporary pieces that could rival national museums. Her lifestyle. Think multi-million-dollar penthouses, private jets, and closets stacked with couture straight off Paris runways. She and Pan Shi are also philanthropists, donating hundreds of millions to education causes, including Harvard and Yale. When your name is attached to billion-dollar skylines, it's safe to say your weekend projects look a little different from the average person's. And just wait until you hear about number 10, a Kazakh wife whose family wealth makes even skyscrapers look small. Number 10 takes us to Central Asia, where we have Dinara Kulibayeva, Kazakhstan. Meet Dinara Kulibayeva, the daughter of Kazakhstan's former president Nursultan Nazarbayev and the wife of billionaire oligarch Timur Kulibayev. Together, this couple defines what it means to live in extreme wealth. Dinara's personal net worth hovers around $5 billion, making her one of the richest women in Kazakhstan and easily one of the richest wives in Asia. Dinara isn't just sitting on inherited wealth. She's a powerful business leader in her own right, serving on boards and overseeing major educational initiatives like the Kazakh British Technical University. But let's be honest, what really catches people's attention is the couple's jaw-dropping lifestyle. Their real estate portfolio reads like a billionaire's shopping list: a $72 million mansion near Lake Geneva in Switzerland, a 17th century chateau worth $63 million, and a massive estate in Spain. Oh, and let's not forget the row of luxury homes they bought in London worth close to $92 million. As if that wasn't enough, they even purchased Prince Andrew's former residence for over $30 million just because they could. While the average person worries about losing $200 in the stock market, Dinara once lost $200 million during protests in Kazakhstan and barely flinched. That's when you know your wealth is on another level. At number 9, we have Jean Liu. From chauffeur-driven cars to shaping the way millions of people commute, Jean Liu is no ordinary wife. Married to a wealthy Chinese investor, Jean is best known as the powerhouse behind Didi Chuxing, China's ride-hailing giant that famously pushed Uber out of the Chinese market. Her family already had deep financial roots. Her father was the president of the Industrial and Commercial Bank of China, but Jean took things to another level. With a Harvard master's degree in hand, she returned to China and eventually became Didi's president. Under her leadership, the company raised billions, grew to dominate over 550 million users, and is now valued in the tens of billions of dollars. That's a lot of rides and a lot of money flowing into her circle of influence. Jean is often spotted at elite conferences like the World Economic Forum, rubbing shoulders with CEOs, politicians, and royalty. But don't mistake her business smarts for a lack of style. She lives in luxury homes across Beijing and Shanghai, travels on private jets, and is known for her sleek designer wardrobe. While most people argue about whether to book an Uber or grab a bus, Jean's the one shaping the entire future of transportation. Next up is Rita Sharma. This is a name that might not dominate global headlines, but certainly dominates India's travel industry. She is the founder of CRS Travel House and the wife of businessman Mandeep Sharma. Together, they've built a life of wealth, luxury, and influence that places Rita firmly among Asia's richest wives. Rita's company revolutionized how Indians book their vacations, making her one of the earliest women in India to cash in big on the growing tourism sector. And of course, success in travel means Rita herself lives the ultimate traveler's dream. We're talking business-class flights as a baseline, sprawling luxury villas in exotic locations, and holidays that cost more than some people's lifetime savings. Beyond the travel empire, Rita is known for her philanthropy. She has supported countless social initiatives, proving that she knows how to spread her wealth as generously as she earns it. At home, her lifestyle reflects the elegance of someone who blends old money grace with new money ambition. Think diamond-studded jewelry, luxury cars, and dinner parties that bring together Bollywood stars and political elites. For someone whose business is about sending other people on vacation, it's clear Rita Sharma is permanently booked into a 5-star lifestyle. Moving on to number 7, we have Wang Lichun. When you hold an iPhone or any sleek tech gadget, chances are Wang Lichun had a hand in its creation. Married to her business partner and fellow co-founder Wang Lisheng, she is the chairwoman of Luxshare Precision Industry, a massive electronics manufacturer in China. Her personal net worth, around $6.6 billion. Not bad for someone who started as a factory worker. Wang spent over a decade working at Foxconn before she and her brother launched Luxshare in 2004. Since then, the company has grown into one of Apple's key suppliers, churning out components for AirPods, iPhones, and countless other devices. If you've got an Apple product, part of your money probably went into Wang's bank account. Her lifestyle reflects that success. She owns luxury properties across Shenzhen, drives high-end European cars, and is often seen in tailored designer outfits. And while she might spend her weekdays negotiating billion-dollar contracts, her weekends are spent enjoying the kind of leisure that only comes with near-limitless wealth. Wang is admired in China not only as one of the richest wives, but also as a role model for women in business. She's living proof that you can start from the assembly line and end up calling the shots in billion-dollar boardrooms, all while enjoying the perks of private jets, elite parties, and luxury living. At number 6 is Lucy Peng. If you've ever shopped on Alibaba or used Alipay, you've indirectly contributed to the wealth of Lucy Peng, one of the co-founders of the Alibaba empire. She's married to fellow Alibaba founder Sun Tongyu, making them one of the most powerful business couples in Asia. Lucy isn't just rich, she's mega rich, with her fortune running into the billions thanks to Alibaba's explosive growth. But what makes Lucy stand out is her influence. She's not a background figure. She's a heavyweight in the tech world, having played a central role in expanding Alibaba's payment platform, Ant Financial, now known as Ant Group. Under her leadership, it became one of the most valuable fintech companies in the world. Imagine helping create a company so big, it changes how an entire continent handles money. That's Lucy's legacy. Her wealth translates into a life of luxury, of course. From designer wardrobes to luxury cars and high-tech mansions in Hangzhou and Beijing, Lucy enjoys the kind of lifestyle that screams modern billionaire. She's also known for her quiet elegance, the type of billionaire wife who doesn't flaunt wealth on Instagram but casually attends conferences in couture while stepping out of a chauffeur-driven Maybach. And now that we're about to crack into the top 5, the wives only get richer, flashier, and more dramatic. Buckle up. Also, let us know in the comments who deserves to be on this list. At number 5 is a Chinese billionaire, Wu Yajun. Wu Yajun is the co-founder of Longfor Properties, one of the biggest real estate developers in the country. She is married into wealth but also helped multiply it, making her one of the richest wives on our list with a net worth hovering around $5.8 billion. Her husband's background in business and her sharp sense of real estate investment created a financial empire that reshaped skylines across China. Wu wasn't born into luxury. She actually studied engineering and worked as a journalist before diving into property development. Along with her husband, she built Longfor into a company that owns sprawling malls, luxury apartments, and massive commercial complexes across Beijing, Shanghai, Chengdu, and beyond. By the time the company went public, Wu had already cemented her status as a real estate queen. And her lifestyle. Exactly what you'd expect from someone at the top of the real estate game. Think sprawling villas with manicured gardens, fleets of German luxury cars, and art collections that could rival galleries. She's also an investor in tech startups, which means she's constantly expanding her fortune while enjoying the perks of private jets and international estates. Wu Yajun is proof that sometimes the best investment isn't just land, it's in yourself. Sitting at number 4 is Yang Huyan, often called China's richest woman. Married to businessman Chen Chong, Yang is the heiress to Country Garden Holdings, one of China's largest property developers. Her fortune? A staggering $6.1 billion, and that's after her wealth dipped due to China's property crisis. Yang's story is almost straight out of a drama. Her father, Yang Guoqiang, transferred a huge chunk of shares to her when she was still in her 20s, instantly making her one of the youngest billionaires in the world. Since then, she and her husband have worked together to maintain Country Garden's empire, which includes everything from luxury apartments to massive commercial complexes. Yang is not just rich on paper. She lives in opulent mansions, travels by private jet, and her wardrobe is a blend of haute couture and bespoke tailoring. She's also known for her philanthropy, having donated billions to education and poverty alleviation. But let's not get it twisted. When it comes to lifestyle, Yang enjoys the kind of extravagance most people can only imagine. Her rise to billionaire wife status is proof that being born into wealth doesn't mean sitting idle. It means running empires, attending elite galas, and living life on the highest tier possible. Next on our list is a wife whose journey didn't start with billions. It started in a small factory. At number 3, we meet Zhou Kunfei, the touchscreen queen of China. Married to businessman Zheng Junlong, she is the founder of Lens Technology, the company that makes glass screens for iPhones, Samsung devices, and other major brands. With a net worth of around $6.1 billion, Zhou is not only one of the richest wives in Asia, but she's also one of the most successful self-made women in the world. Her story is legendary. Born into poverty, Zhou dropped out of school at 16 and worked in factories to survive. But with grit and vision, she started her own company in the 1990s with just a few $1,000s in savings. Fast forward, and she now controls a glass empire that supplies nearly every major tech company in the world. If you're holding a smartphone right now, There's a good chance Zhou's company had a hand in it. Despite her staggering wealth, Zhou remains surprisingly private. Still, glimpses of her lifestyle reveal luxury mansions in Shenzhen, fleets of sleek cars, and business-class travel as her bare minimum. Her rise from a factory worker to billionaire wife is so incredible that Hollywood could turn it into a blockbuster, rags to riches, but with touchscreens instead of glass slippers. Sitting pretty at number 2 is Kim Yo-jong, all the way from North Korea. Few names in Asia spark as much intrigue as Kim Yo-jong, the powerful younger sister of North Korean leader Kim Jong-un. While much of her personal life is shrouded in secrecy, one thing is certain. She is married to a high-ranking government official, and together they enjoy unimaginable wealth and privileges that place her firmly among the richest wives in Asia. Her estimated fortune? Around $5 billion. Kim Yo-jong is often seen as her brother's right hand, but she has carved her own powerful identity. Her lifestyle is far from ordinary. She owns a $56 million private jet, collects luxury watches worth tens of thousands, and is rumored to have one of the most exclusive jewelry collections in Asia. Her $77,000 Dior handbag could literally cover the yearly salaries of dozens of families in one of the world's poorest countries, a contrast that never fails to shock outsiders. Her homes are equally jaw-dropping. She reportedly lives in heavily guarded compounds in Pyongyang, complete with bunkers, palaces, and bulletproof luxury vehicles. And when she travels, it's in convoys of Mercedes-Benz S-Class cars, escorted like royalty. Kim Yo-jong embodies a mix of political power and extravagant luxury that's almost surreal. But as wealthy and influential as she is, there's one woman in Asia who eclipses even her fortune, and others, of course. Finally, at number 1, we crown Savitri Jindal, the richest wife in Asia and one of the wealthiest women on the planet. She is the widow of industrialist O.P. Jindal, but far from fading into the background after his passing, Savitri stepped up to lead the Jindal Group, a massive steel and power conglomerate. Today, her net worth sits at an eye-watering $35 billion. Savitri's fortune is so massive that it dwarfs entire national economies. Her family empire spans steel, power, cement, and infrastructure, and she has played a key role in keeping it alive and growing. Beyond business, she is also a political heavyweight, having served as a minister in the Haryana government. Power and money? Savitri checks both boxes. Her lifestyle is exactly what you'd expect at this level. She owns sprawling estates across India, including a $20 million bungalow in Delhi's elite Lutyens zone. She has private jets, fleets of luxury cars, and yachts that redefine extravagance. Her family's influence stretches from corporate boardrooms to political chambers, making her not just a billionaire wife, but a force of nature. Savitri Jindal is living proof that being a wife can also mean being a leader, a billionaire, and a history maker. When it comes to Asia's richest wives, she doesn't just top the list, she redefines it. And there you have it. If you enjoyed this breakdown of the 15 richest Asian wives in the world, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the bell so you never miss out on more stories like this.